the rage these days is the use of a low-power variable optic on a modern sporting rifle. I was a slow adopter of these optics as I trained mainly for close quarters engagements under 100 meters and never really saw a need for anything beyond a single power. As I took more classes that required me to engage at further distances, I used a magnifier on my red dot, but then I had either 4x magnification or single power and was missing out on all of the in-betweens. I also didn't have the ballistic drop compensation capability of those shooting a variable power optic. My go-to for the LPVO was the Sig Sauer TANGO-MSR 1:6x24. This scope also comes in a 1:8x24 and a 1:10x28, but for me the 1:6 power hit that butter zone. Any further and I'm wanting a dedicated long-range bolt gun with a larger optic on top. The TANGO-MSR is designed for use on a modern sporting rifle like the AR platform. It's a true single power, so I don't get any change in the target when I'm on one power and quickly bring the gun up to my eye. The throw lever on the magnification ring is removable by just unscrewing it, and I find that there is stiff enough resistance in the ring to make me appreciate it. This resistance is welcome since it prevents the magnification from dialing up or down when carrying the gun, but moves easily enough when you want it to. The bright green fiber optic indicator on the ring lets you quickly see where you have the magnification set without having to come off the scope. The optical clarity of the glass is excellent. It uses low dispersion glass for less chromatic aberration, where the colors struggle to focus at the same point, giving a blurry look to objects. It does not feature some of the proprietary lens coatings that some of SIG's high-end optics have, such as lens armor, but at this optic's price point, that shouldn't come as a surprise. The scope is purged and is fog and waterproof. Inside the glass is the SIG BDC-6 reticle etched into the second focal plane. The aiming arc and the 1 MOA red dot are illuminated with 11 brightness settings powered by a single CR2032 battery. The subtensions allow you to make rapid adjustments on the fly and are designed to be used at 6 power. At single power, they're pretty difficult to see. Inside the reticle, you'll see arrows to the right and the left for leading a running target, and underneath there are 2 dots on either side to accommodate a 5 and a 10-mile-per-hour wind hold. The width of the crossbars lets you range a target based on 18 inches across, so a man's shoulders filling the width of the third bar down would be at 300 yards. I really like the generous eye relief of this scope as I don't have to get my head right into the sweet spot every time to get full vision in the eye box. I do find though that the eye box is fairly unforgiving, so if I'm not centered up just right, it will give me some black shadowing. This is especially prominent at 6 power, but the 3.3 inches of eye relief let me shoot with my stock fully extended or partially collapsed to accommodate body armor or moving in tight spaces. I also like that I can see almost 125 feet of the battle space at single power and still watch over 19 feet at 6 power. This field of view is great for a 24mm objective lens for my application. The tube itself is a bit larger than some optics and smaller than others, so it's right in between, but price-wise you get a lot of functionality from it. You get even more for your money when you consider that it comes with a single-piece aluminum Alpha MSR cantilever mount that by itself would sell for over a Benjamin. I love that SIG has engraved the torque specifications right on the mount. That makes mounting much easier, and I hate trying to track down the proper specs in tiny print in a manual that I probably threw out years ago. They also engraved a thin line down the barrel of the scope so that you can quickly line it up with the mount to ensure that it isn't canted in the rings. Canting the scope will mess up your accuracy and your adjustments. The adjustment turrets are very responsive and click clearly for counting them. You get a half MOA per click of adjustment, which lets you dial in more precisely than some LPVOs on the market that have a full MOA per click. The turrets are capped, as you can make most of your adjustments pretty quickly in the BDC reticle. SIG has also engraved the adjustment direction up and right under the turret so that you don't have to come off the scope and look at the top of the turret to see how to adjust. The lenses come with flip-up covers that lay flat rather than sticking up in the air to snag on everything. I mounted mine on a 300 blackout that I built and set up for CQB, but if I needed to reach out to say 400 yards, I'm confident that I can get it there with this scope and gun combination. It's also a help with my older eyes on smaller targets for a little friendly competition with you younger guys. Check out the full line of SIG TANGO-MSR LPVO scopes at your local Sportsman's Warehouse or online at sportsmans.com. Be safe, shoot straight, and have fun.